Okay, welcome back students. In last few videos, we discussed about the silkworm rearing. In silkworm rearing, we already cover the first point, that is which type of the insect means the silk moth is required species. Okay, specifically the Bombyx mori is the species which is required for the rearing purpose. Then the second point we were discussed about the decision of rearing time and season. The next point we discussed, that was selection of silkworm variety. So all those points we were already discussed in last few videos. Now in this video we are studying about the next thing, that is rearing house. See, as we know that the three basic needs we have means we require the three basic things. The three basic things are basically food, okay, shelter and clothing. So shelter means what? In Marathi we called it as the निवारा. घर जिथे आपण राहतो. बघा, मुख्य गरज आहे आपल्या तीन गरजा असतात: अन्न, वस्त्र, निवारा. ओके, देर आर थ्री मेन नीड्स: दी फूड, shelter as well as the clothing. So these are the three basic needs. So like that way, the silkworms, they also required the rearing house, means they required the shelter. As we know that the silkworms are very sensitive to the conditions which are present in the environment. So as the climatic conditions like humidity, temperature changes, it affects on the growth and development of the silkworm. Actually, the silkworms, like the species Bombyx mori, which is present in nature itself also. And when it is present in the nature, there is no need of providing the house. But when we are going to rear them for our convenience, because we are interested in getting the silk material, and when we required the silk material on a large scale, and for getting the large amount of silk, we are going to rear the silkworms. And as we are going to rear the silkworm, now it is our duty to provide them the proper environment, proper climatic condition for proper growth and development. Because unless and until we will provide them the proper condition, environmental condition, they will not grow, okay, proper, or whatever the we are saying that whatever the type of cocoon is produced, okay, if the good quality of cocoons are developed, then we get the good quality of the silk. So here it is become now our duty to provide them the proper rearing house. And since for providing the proper humidity, proper temperature, okay, we are going to build up the house, and that house is known as rearing house. So the rearing house in which we are going to rear them, that is very essential for them. Now the location, okay, the location of the rearing house. So this is important one, as the site for rearing house should be, we are saying that it must be such a way that it avoid the dampness. Okay, तिथे आपण म्हणतो ना दमटपणा नको. Okay, then it must avoid the stagnation of air. Okay, stagnation of air. The air must be flow easily. Okay, air circulation must be there. Okay, so the stagnation of air, we have to avoid the stagnation of air. We have to avoid the fast air flow. The fast air flow is also not good for the worms, because it removes the moisture and it is responsible, fast airflow is responsible for increasing the dryness, and as the dryness in the environment increases, automatically it affects on the quality of leaves. So see here, stagnation of air is also not good and fast airflow is also not good. So we have to maintain the proper flow and the proper ventilation of the air inside the rearing house. Then we have to avoid the exposure, direct exposure to the sunlight. So direct sunlight not directly entered in the rearing house. So we have to take care that when we choose the location, in that location, when we are going to prepare the rearing house, we have to take care that it must avoid the dampness, stagnation of air, fast air flow, as well as direct exposure of the sunlight inside the rearing house. So all these things we have to keep in the mind, and after keeping all those things in our mind, we have to select the site for the rearing house. Okay, so the temperature, humidity and good ventilation is must. Okay, because when we discuss all those things, it clearly indicates that whenever we are going to build up the rearing house, we have to consider the temperature, then we have to consider the humidity as well as good ventilation. So all those things we have to keep in mind when we are going to build up the rearing house. Okay. Now the next thing is that the direction of rearing house. See, the direction of the rearing house must be north, rearing house, that is north and south. Okay. Now this is the situation now, north south. Okay. Now the door must be faced towards the north side, and the windows, they must be faced towards the south side. So whenever we are going to build up the rearing house possesses the door and windows. So these are the direction towards which the door and windows must be located. Door towards north side and windows towards the south side. So these sides for door and windows, they keep the proper ventilation and proper sunlight, and for that purpose the direction of a rearing house is also very important. The next thing is that the roof आपण ज्याला मराठीमध्ये म्हणतो छप्पर. So the roof should be sufficiently high ceiling up to 10 inches or 50 inches, so that the temperature, though the fluctuation of temperature is present outside, the temperature fluctuation doesn't affect much more inside the rearing house. Okay, and that's why the ceiling must be at the height of 10 to 50 feet. Okay. Now the roof should be made up of non-conducting material. Non-conducting material. See, non-conducting material means what? The material which is not allowed to transfer the heat from outside to inside and inside to outside. And when such a type of non-conducting material we are using for preparation of the roof, that roof is the ideal one for the rearing house. Okay, so this is about the roof. Now after the roof we study the next, that is the the rearing house must be rat proof and pest proof. Okay, total whatever the rearing house is there, which is rat proof and pest proof. The rat or any other type of pest, whether it is insect pest or non-insect pest, they do not enter easily inside the rearing house. So we have to keep it in a mind when we are prepared the rearing house, that it should be rat proof as well as it should be pest proof. And for that purpose the veranda must be there, wide veranda of 5 to 6 feet around the rearing place. Okay, around the rearing place. So it is providing the protection from the rat as well as from the pest. See, nowadays what happens, see, as the technology improved, the rearing sheets with the roof and side walls, they are available ready-made in the market, and the roof as well as side walls, they are made up of the plastic sheets. So the plastic sheets we are directly used for preparation of the roof as well as for preparation of the walls of the rearing house. And see, the plastic material, actually that material is the non-conducting material, because it is not allowed the heat or temperature or heat to go outside or come inside. So we can say that the temperature inside the rearing house is maintained by using the plastic sheet, because it is the non-conducting material. Okay, so the flooring, okay, actually the shade, particularly these type of shades, they are usually used for the shoot rearing, or we are saying that shoot on the floor rearing. Okay, we are using directly the shoot and we keep those shoots on the floor and we call it as the floor rearing. In that case we require such a type of the rearing house. Now in India what happens, see, mostly the south shelf rearing is practiced, and there is no need of separate rearing houses, because in India, in certain places or in certain place like Jammu and Kashmir, they directly use their own houses for the purpose of rearing. Okay, so it is similar to that of we are having the pet animals like dog and cat. Sometimes they lived inside our house, so the house is common for both, for those pet animals and for us. Means both human beings as well as pet animals, they are using the same space, same house. So in the same manner here also, in Jammu and Kashmir particularly, the peoples who already reared the different types of the silkworms, so those peoples, they use their own houses as the rearing house. There is no need of preparing the separate rearing houses. Okay, so all this is about the rearing house. Okay, see, observe this figure. This is the model rearing house. Now we are going to observe the rearing house. Here what happens, see, students, these are the doors, these are the windows. Okay, and if you just observe, so actually this is the plinth level on which the walls are there. This is roof, and the roof possesses the windows, again for the process of ventilation. Here the mesh is there, and or the wooden frame is there, actually which do not allow the birds or the insects to enter inside. So this is the model of rearing house. If you observe here, if we cut the particular section and if you observe it from the front side. So it looks like this way. The wall is there. The wall possesses a wooden ceiling at the wall level itself, and above the wooden ceiling again the non-conducting material or the roof, we will prepare the roof, and again here the alternate roof is there. So this roof avoids the direct contact of the external air or environmental air, which is not directly come in contact with the air which is present inside the rearing house. Oh. So all this is about the structure of the rearing house. So these are the certain measurements. 4.57 meter, that is the length of the wall. So this 3.65 meter window size is there. Okay, then so all this is about the rearing model rearing house. So when we build the rearing house, we have to build the rearing house in such a manner. So whatever the wooden material we are used here, actually that wooden material do not allow the change in the temperature which is present inside the rearing house. Okay, so all this is about the rearing house. Thank you.